welcome to another edition of One Voice at a Time. As you know, if you've seen the show before, this is a show where anybody can come on and talk about anything. You can share your opinions, share what you really like, share what you don't like. It doesn't matter. It's your voice, and we want to hear what you have to say. So I hope you'll contact us and either come on the show yourself or tell me a topic that you want us to cover in the future. And today we're very fortunate. We again have our publisher owner of the Londonderry Times with us, Deb Paul, and Deb just keeps up on everything that's going on in town, so we'll have a lot to share with her. And in particular today, we have Lance Kennedy, who's the executive producer. No, he's the executive director. I do the producing. And Lance is here from the Y.
Thank you, Deb.
And Deb, it was your idea to bring Lance on. You thought the Y had a lot to be talked about today. Want to give him a little intro here?
Sure. I sit on the board. I'm very lucky to have been asked to sit on the board of the Y. It's been a great experience. I didn't realize how much goes on over there. And it really is growing and expanding, and it's a great benefit for our children, as well as adults and seniors.
Thank you.
And Lance is new, and he's looking to relocate up here, and so he's learning all the ins and outs. And because he's done such a fantastic job and working due diligently to grow and expand and add more programs, and it really is, I can't tell you the
Just kind of blossoming up there, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I really was excited about it, and I think that people need to understand that it's not just the Londonderry Y, it's the Granite Y, and that's another great adventure, and there's so much has changed. And so I think that it was an opportunity for him to come here and talk about where they were, where they are, and where they see themselves going, and how this benefits our community in different ways.
So Lance, where did you come from?
Sure. I came from southeastern Mass.
Okay.
I was previously running the Plymouth YMCA, so I've been in the Y
So you've been-
organization for almost 20 years. So
Okay.
Y is in my blood. I met and married my wife at the Y, so
Oh, wow.
we are a Y family. She still works for a different Y, but so I'm very passionate about our mission, and really that is
Terrific.
to support the community.
Yeah.
So
Well, a lot of people know that you're there, but they
Yes.
may not know what your mission is.
Absolutely, and I'd love to share that. Really, our mission is to support the community. It's about what are the needs of this particular community that we're in. So it's finding where those needs are, listening to the members of the community, and then really trying to find programs and resources to meet those needs.
Fantastic.
So in our case, we're not always the one that's going to come up with the answers, but we're going to help connect people to that.
Can't do better than that.
No, and so for me, coming into the community, my job has really been to learn about that community. So I've spent the last year or so just learning, listening to people like Deb, listening to community members like yourself, and saying, what can we do to help support our community?
And what have you been hearing?
Sure. Well, there is a need for teen programs, teen services. That has
Yeah.
been one issue. As I've been learning about our history of our Y, back in 1996, the town approached the Y, which their corporate headquarters is in Manchester, and they said, we'd love to start a Y in Londonderry.
Yes.
And with that, they gave them the location that we're in now,
The former museum.
the former museum, which I can see where the artwork used to hang, and they said, we need a teen center. And my understanding is that's how it started, as a teen center. And obviously the programs have grown from then, but that was the core of what we did. And so now as a board, having conversations with Deb and our other volunteers that serve on our board, the dialogue is really, what can we do to support teen services? So
Terrific.
that is a big focus of what we're going to do over the next year or two, is really try to see how we can support the teens and youth in our communities. Really that tween age too, the middle school age, where kids are a little bit not
Don't
quite
know which way
old
to
enough to
go
be
in.
home
Yeah,
by
yeah,
themselves, but
yeah.
don't have jobs and things like that. And really, what can we do for that middle school age? So we've been having dialogue with the middle school here on how we can support programs there. Looking at our own, maybe once a month, do a teen night where the kids come to the Y, whether it's Battle of the Bands or Flick and Float, where they can watch a movie and sit in the
Flick
pool.
and float.
Do all kinds of fun things like that. So we're really trying to get creative and put a program together over the next year that teens can come together, have a safe place, but have some fun at the
They
same
do
time.
need that, someplace where they can socialize.
Absolutely. So
Definitely.
really with that core, we're trying to build on teen programs, but another need we've been hearing is senior services and how can we support the seniors in our community. We've had a great partnership with the Senior Center.
Yeah.
We run a senior yoga program on Tuesdays and Thursdays that we partner with them on that.
Yeah.
But we want to do more. We've got our space during the day that seniors can come. I know typically from 9 to 2 is a great time for senior programming.
Seems to be.
And our building stays quiet a lot of that time.
2 o'clock is nap time.
Yes, and 2 o'clock is nap time, which is important. So we'd love to be able to provide services for seniors. So we're looking more into how we can help do that and really partner with them. We have some great youth programs that need mentors, and seniors can be great mentors. And so really
Yes.
partnering them up with our youth programs
Yeah.
and seeing how they can support
that would
and,
be so
and
much
mentor them.
fun.
Yes, so,
Yeah.
so we're really looking at how we can partner them. We have a garden program that we do during the summer with our camp kids, but we'd love to see the seniors maybe help us throughout the year with that program and keep it going year round. So another way that we can kind of combine that effort and see that happen. So just trying to get creative
That's
with it
great,
and really be
yeah,
able to support the community with that. The core of really a lot of our programming in the community is youth-based. We have partnered with a school system. We run the before and after school programs in the community. So we're at all 4 schools, which provides a great service for parents that need to work and provide care for them. But our programs are much more than that. They are mission-based, and so it's about character development. So when your children comes to our program, do they leave better? And we hope they do. We teach them the core values of honesty, caring, respect, and responsibility, and hopefully they leave better people for that.
That's great.
We started a new character development program this year where we honored those kids for their great efforts in supporting their peers and growing as an individual. And we had a celebration a couple weeks ago, and to see the parents so proud of their kids for not just, we always think of academic or sports.
No, there's others.
This is an opportunity for them to grow as people, and we were able to highlight that.
Good.
And we know that's, if we develop them as people, they're going to support their community that way. And really, that's our goal, to be able to have them be stronger, so when they do go back to the communities, they're supporting those communities. So.
You're almost, as you're talking, I'm thinking, that's kind of the way I grew up, even though it wasn't a Y. But our town was so small that you didn't have like the seniors and the parents and the kids and the teens.
Absolutely.
It was like everybody knew everything and had been in all of those positions, and they all interacted in some way. But
Absolutely.
as we've gotten larger, it's harder to do that.
Well,
So I like the way you're thinking here. I think that's
absolutely.
great.
You've hit on that point. I think because of the way life is now, and people are so disconnected, we're so digitally, we live our lives through a digital format now that we've lost the human connection. And really the importance of the Y, kind of going back to our roots. The Y was founded 170 years ago in this country to bring people together.
170
It
years.
was 170 years we've been going.
Wow.
So
I had no idea.
It started in England and moved to this country as a way, and it was YMCA, which was Young Men's Christian Association, for the reason of the men got together as they would come off the boats as they were immigrating to this country, and they were kind of losing their way. They were getting into things in the streets and things like that. So the Y was a place that the men could come together, kind of stay rooted, and develop as young men. And obviously over the years, it's developed and been the full family, where women were included. Well, YWs started at that point, and now we've all kind of merged, and it's been a mindset of really supporting the community that way. And so that mission hasn't changed, it just looks different now, and now it's supporting the whole family and the whole community that way.
So you have not lost your way.
We have not lost our way. The programs may have looked different over the years. I mean, the Y founded basketball in Naismith and Springfield College. We've developed volleyball was another program, along with racquetball, were programs that came out of the YMCA. In fact, this Sunday, there was a day that was founded at the Spokane, Washington YMCA, was Father's Day. That was a program that the YMCA developed the Father's Day as one of their programs. They wanted to honor fathers at their Y. And Father's Day came out of that. So Father's Day is a Y invention, so to speak. So we're very proud of that fact.
That is great.
But
You're a real historian
well,
here.
a little bit, but it just goes back to, again, why I'm passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
I hate the mic. Is to really support the efforts that we have in the community and really supporting people.
Yeah,
that's why I love what I do.
That's great. So what programs are going on right now at the Y?
Right now, we have a balance. Our Y is probably not a traditional Y in some sense. As many people know a Y is a full center with fitness equipment and things like that. We're a program center because, as you know, it's a smaller location. But we do provide wellness classes for people so they can come and take Zumba and Pilates and yoga and wellness classes that can better their health. So that is one component that we have. Parents can send their kids for youth development, whether that's sports. We provide archery programs. We have gymnastics so kids can come and learn tumbling and the basic skills.
Yeah.
Theater program, absolutely. We have the arts and we do ceramics and all different kinds. So we try to have a nice balance for kids.
Well, theater and TV go nicely together.
They
Keep
certainly
that
do.
in mind.
And we have an excellent theater program, so I'd love to partner the two together. So those are some of the programs that go year-round. This time of year, we are beginning our camp season as school just ended. So Camp Pagonki is also located on our property.
What's a gonki?
Pagonki is, my understanding, was the Native American word for nut field, which is this area. So
Very cool.
that was my understanding. Again, hopefully history
Okay.
is correct on that, but that's what I've read so far. So, so Camp Pagonki, we see about 300 kids a day at our camp.
Wow.
And with that, we provide a lot of the traditional camp activities. We have archery and arts and crafts and swimming with our outdoor pool there. But it also, again, as I shared, we're developing fort building. But there's a lot of fun specialty camps. We do a fit camp where the kids are learning health and nutrition. We do a chef's camp where they can come and cook and learn about. So they're able to pull food right out of the garden that we work on and make their own meals out of that. So
that's
we try to
awesome.
teach them health and wellness that way, so they can develop their good habits that way.
Well, there are a lot of kids who don't even know that their food started in gardens, so
Absolutely.
it's really good.
So we're trying to, again, get back to our roots, right?
Exactly.
Because I think the culture that we're in, we're seeing the challenges that we have with allergies and all of that. Trying to get back to the natural foods and having them grow their own. It's been great. We do a food challenge where we split some of the older kids up in chef's camp, and they present a meal to the judges, and then we get to judge their meal. And for me, it's the best part because I get to eat a couple great meals. So, but it teaches the kids a lot of great things. It gives them a chance to really get creative with their meals and develop that. So I was quite impressed at the skill of some of these young people. So
That's
it's a
great.
great opportunity. So camp, that's one piece. We also do a teen trip camp where the kids can come, and for 5 days a week they go on various trips throughout the state. So we get to show them state parks, to beaches, to of course fun ones like Canopy and Six Flags and fun things like that, but also show them the great things that New Hampshire has to provide for them. So that's been a great opportunity for the teens to get involved. And then we're really proud of our leadership programs. We have a LIT program, which is leadership and training, and we have a CIT program, which is our counselors in training. Those are for 13 through 14-year-olds and then 15 and 16-year-olds. And really what it is, it's a program that's a 4 and 8 week program to help develop them as leaders, young leaders. And so what we do is we go through a training process with them, but then they really help us. They work with the younger kids. They do service projects around camp. So it's a great way for them to develop as young people and hopefully then get back to the community, and many come back on staff when they're old enough to be a staff member. So it's a great program. So we're very proud of that as well. Yes.
That is amazing. I don't think I had any idea that much was going on.
And the other thing I'd like to interject, since the board has changed now, and not everybody wants to sit on a board, but there are subcommittees within the board. So if there's somebody listening out there that wants to get connected and help the Y in some fashion, they can get on different committees. For example, I'm on a committee that works on the fundraiser for kids. The outreach program, the kids who can't afford camp, and we're always looking for people to help us, and that's just one piece. And then you could do programs, but you're not on the board, you're not really committed. It's just a help because it's bodies. You need bodies, and you need people spreading.
Yes.
And
minds, ideas, spreading the word, and that's a new thing that we've had.
Absolutely.
We've never really had that before.
Okay.
So if somebody's out there who's interested, they can contact Lance and say, I'm not a board person, but I really would like to help with the fundraising, or I'd really like to help, figuring out some new programs that people could benefit from.
Yeah.
So that's what they would call him and leave a message or talk to him if he's available, and get involved that way.
Well, and to Deb's point, I think volunteering is really large with our organization. Our organization is really built on volunteers. Our leadership, we're board run, so at all levels we have an association where we're a part of a 5-branch YMCA. So we have branches in Manchester, Goffstown, Rochester, and Portsmouth, along with the Londonderry branch. So as a part of that, we have a board of trustees that really governs us, so those are volunteers. But then here, as Deb shared, we have a board of advisors here in Londonderry. So we're always looking for volunteers. So to Deb's point, and I concur, if you would love to volunteer with our organization, we'd love to have your input, your support, and there's many ways of doing that. One is serving on the board itself, committees, as Deb shared. We have fundraising events throughout the year. We do a Healthy Kids Day. We do a wine tasting as one of our fundraisers. So we'd always love volunteers. And then to that end, the Y and part of its mission is to making sure that our programs are affordable for all.
Okay.
So we do raise money for that very reason. So
And I think that's really important because there are kids out there that would do so well with this kind of activity.
Absolutely.
But can't afford it.
Sure.
Camp is beyond the reach of a lot of people to go to summer camp, and that's too bad because it's such a great experience.
And with
this,
that helps a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, and our scholarship program is not just for kids.
Adults.
Because of our membership base, we provide scholarships for parents to become members and participate that way, for kids to take our programs and activities, and then also our camp and our childcare programs can receive scholarships. So there's a parent that's struggling to be able to do that, is working part-time, but so the hours don't work, but still needs support because they don't have enough work. We're able to help support that way. So really all the money that we raise goes right to that scholarship program and allows us to be able to do that.
So I would encourage anybody who is interested at all, call and find out what can be done to help you out. I think that's really good.
One more thing.
Yes.
I know I get.
Oh,
I
that's
think
okay.
these
That's
things.
where your minds
But
work.
the thing is, if you're a group in town and you're looking for a place to have a meeting or an event, the Y will open its doors to you. It's not restricted to just Y activities or Y events. So I know that's a big struggle in town. A lot of groups are always looking for a place to go.
Yeah.
And, I think it would be a nice gesture to either, offer a donation or something like that to use their facility. But it is there, and people don't realize that it is available for them to use as well. They're very, very helpful with that. They have a nice little kitchen
It's
and a little
interesting
room.
that, it's interesting that you did that. I did that when I was the director of the cable department, and I would invite groups to come in on a particular day, have one meeting at the studio. But the trick was, they had to endure 15 minutes of me before the meeting started. And I would tour them around, which in the high school when we were over there, it consisted of stand and spin because it was so small. But to give them just an overview of what can we do here.
Absolutely.
And how can we help you, how can you help us? And
Well,
that's
Deb,
not much, that's not paying too much if they 15 minutes of your time to.
Absolutely, and Deb transitions to a great thing. It's really our partnerships in the community are vital as well. The Y isn't just a single entity that wants to come in and make a change in the community. We know there's so many great agencies in our community that do that. So I see the Y as sort of the conduit to be able to connect those people. So when I have somebody that may walk through my door and says, listen, I'm homeless, I need a place to go, I can then connect them to the groups in the community that can support them, whether it's the food pantries or the homeless shelters. That's really what I see our role in the community is connecting the resources that are there. So when we think about some of the partnerships we've had, we partnered with there's a young man in this community, Nate Stanton, who worked with Inside Out Development, which deals with kids dealing with social and behavioral anxiety issues. So we provided our space for him to come in and run his program. We work with the Down syndrome group in our community to be able to say, come on in and use our facility. We've got an empty space and you're running a great program that supports the same mission that we have. So we do a lot of those things.
And your Elks thing.
Yes, currently we're in dialogue with the Elks because they have a great drug prevention program, and working in that, we're working on providing our space so that the parent support group can come in, have a space to go so that they can have that social connection with other parents that are struggling with their children who are battling substance abuse. So they're missions of ours, but we can work with community members because as we know, there's so limited resources these days. So we know we need to work together, and I think that's, as we continue to strengthen and develop these partnerships, the community is only going to be stronger for that. So really, I see our role is that we work with United Way. There's a lot of great businesses in our community that have supported us on a volunteer side. Keller Williams comes over, they're just next to me in my building, and they take a day off of selling homes to come and beautify the camp and help us get ready for the season. So there's a lot of great agencies like that. We work with Food State, which is a natural supplement program in our community, and they come help with our gardening program. They provide the seeds and the plants. We have hanging gardens at camp now, thanks to them. So there's a lot of great community partners that we have that believe in our mission and believe in the community, really, to be able to support that. So really, I encourage those that are listening, if they hear that and would love to partner, we want to partner with those groups. And there's been many that I've been able to reach through. Deb's connected me with a lot of them. And really, that's my job as director of the Y, is to really make those connections. So I'm looking forward to continuing to do that and making more connections in our community.
Well, I just think it would probably have helped if they had hired somebody with a little enthusiasm.
I know. But we also have an open day. Don't we have another day where you can come, anybody
Like
can
an
come?
open house kind of thing?
Sure.
I can't remember. It's August something. Do you remember the date? It's,
Well, anytime people want to stop by.
yeah.
but there was a structured day, and I can't remember it. I'm
Well,
sorry.
that's okay.
I shouldn't
We'll-
have said it. It's like I had it
No,
and I
they can
lost it.
call.
They can
They
call.
can
and
call,
it's
or
in August.
where do you put your, do you have your information on the website?
I do. Our
Okay, give
website,
the website.
is graniteymca.org, and then you can look up Londonderry specifically. You can reach us at 437-9622 is the YMCA's phone number. or I can give you my email as well. It's lkennedy@graniteymca.org, and you can email me directly if you have any information needs,
Okay.
or please just stop by.
And we have a link too.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you go to
For
the
the
Londonderry Times
Okay. There's
web
a link
address,
from
you
there.
can just see the Y thing and you click it
Okay.
and there you go.
Yeah. Now you're doing so much, and I know the child care is taken in the schools
Yes.
themselves, and then, but most of what you're doing happens right there where the Y is
It
located.
does, yes.
Aren't you running out of room?
We are, and that's a great point. And currently, we're looking at expanding. We were able to recently purchase some land to kind of expand our footprint at
So
that
where you
at that
are,
spot.
okay,
Yep.
yeah.
So there was a piece of property that connected our facility. So we're hoping to build a camp lodge right now. That's our next
Okay.
focus
Yeah.
because, as
Oh,
I
yeah,
shared, our
that's
camp
awesome.
is
Yeah.
outgrowing the building.
Yeah.
On a beautiful day, we can fit hundreds of kids, but when it rains, we have to move inside.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets tricky.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we are looking at expanding with a camp lodge. And as Deb shared, we are the Greater Londonderry YMCA. So my service area is really from Wyndham, Derry, Londonderry, Hampstead, and Sandown. So how can we serve those other communities as well? So we're looking at a location maybe a little further south
Okay.
to help support those communities. So as we continue to look and see how we can expand in our current space, we're also looking at an opportunity to build to be able to support the community
Are
in an
you
even better
finding
way.
that you have any participation from those other towns?
Talk
Any
about like
participation
why,
from the other
like
towns?
the Wyndham, the thing.
Oh, yes.
How
Do
we,
they,
Absolutely.
How do
We
you
have
incorporate them?
an annex is, I guess, the best
Okay.
way to talk of it is in Wyndham.
Okay.
So what we've
So
said
you-
is, how can we support those communities from where we are now? So we have a current partnership with the Wyndham Rec Department,
Okay.
and we've run programs at Griffin Park through their YMCA programs that we partnered with them there.
Okay.
We were looking at a preschool program there, which hasn't moved forward yet, but that's still something that we're looking to support that community there. And then we're also looking to potentially expand our school age programs that we run both in the Derry and Wyndham school systems to be able
Okay,
to support
great.
them that way. So
Great.
we are trying to find ways that we can support those communities even though we don't have a physical presence there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, do you know the history of where you're located? Do you know what was on right next to that site before?
I don't. I would love the
The house
education.
that we moved up to the historical
The Reverend
society,
Morrison
Reverend
House.
Morrison House.
Was located next to that.
Yep.
And that's why you help me with all my events.
Absolutely. Well, and as Deb just shared, that's something that we really enjoy doing is supporting Old Homes Day, really getting connected to the community because we see those days as ways that the community is there and we know we need to be there as well
Yeah.
to support them.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
why
Help
we
me with my zombie run.
That's
They-
why we help with the activities
have
because one,
zombie
that's our
runs.
strength. I have staff that are excellent at running programs,
They
but
really are.
and that's a
Great.
way to help support our
Yeah,
community. So
yeah.
you will continue
Yeah.
to see the Y at the parade and all that good stuff because we know that's vital to supporting our community.
Well, I hope we'll continue to see a lot of presence of the Y on TV.
You
We
will.
can do a lot of things with you to help get information out about your programs individually as they come up, dates, that kind of thing. We can do a lot for you, I think.
Now, the forest stuff, we talked about the town forest, right?
Okay.
The Y was like, if you need help with the trails or maybe, using it to have some of their staff, it would be a program that they would do. Kind of go, what do you call those things? Like not a mutter, but you kind of run through the woods and there's
Obstacle course race
stations.
show?
Yeah, and you
Oh,
do so
okay.
many things here.
Yes,
This, you
yes.
do pull up on the tree, you climb up the tree, you jump off the tree.
Okay.
You go on
Yeah.
a balance beam through
Yeah,
the, which would be awesome because the high school could use it, the middle school could use it, and adults could use it.
Yeah.
And I think when Andy was talking about ice skating at his pond,
Sure.
Yes.
they didn't have people, and the town didn't want to pay to have people there. The Y did step forward and say, if that's something they'd like to do, we'd be more than happy to help with that.
Yeah.
So they do try to reach out to things. I mean, they wouldn't know about it if I didn't bring it to them because
Right,
people
yeah,
don't
you've
think
gotta- yeah.
about going.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
let's go
Yeah,
ask. I
yeah,
mean, you have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst they could say? No. The best is sure and.
In addition to that, yeah. Well,
So-
Lance, is there anything else you'd like to make
Well,
us aware of this
Sure.
today?
I would like to share that we are constantly looking for new ways to support the community. And one of those is we recently received a grant to start a new cancer survivor program called Live Strong at our YMCA.
Yes.
And with that, I'd like the opportunity, I have one of our director of that program, her name is Cindy LaFond, and she'll be coming to share a little bit about that program.
Okay, that's great. So we'll take a little break here and we'll get you out and Cindy in, and then we'll hear all about that program from her.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for coming.
Dottie.
I learned so many things that I had no idea you do so much.
Well, and thank you for the time.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Thank
we'll
you,
just
Deb.
take a little break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Okay, glad to be back with you. We just took a short break so we could change guests. And Lance told you before he left that we were going to have another person from the Y here, Cindy LaFond. And you are in charge of the Live Strong.
Yes, my title is the Association of Healthy Living Initiatives,
Okay.
which takes on 3 initiatives that we're looking for in our association. Live Strong being one, Prescribe the Y, and Move Well. So programs for youth obesity, for those pre-diabetic, and those for cancer survivors.
Wow.
So our Live Strong program at the Y is a program that supports cancer survivors who want to gain or reclaim their health and well-being after a cancer diagnosis. Now, through the Live Strong program, survivors will work to build strength, endurance, balance, flexibility, and ways to reduce stress.
Wow.
So about
You want to sign up?
That's a lot to accomplish. That's
well, it's
great.
a great program, and the Live Strong at the Y developed a partnership just about 2007. And since then, over 157 different YMCA associations in 37 states have connected and reached with over 27,000 survivors.
Wow. Now, just for clarification, are you someone who's employed by the Y, or are you an organization that has become associated with the Y?
Great question. I have been employed by the Granite YMCA for the last 21 years. I have worked with the Y through many various roles and jobs. I mean, I'm very fortunate to work for an organization that is very passionate about its employees and about our community, so that's what keeps me there.
That's very important.
So I work for the Y, who in my role is to help start these programs and get them out in the community and connect with the community for what their needs are. And that's what brought the Live Strong program. So just about the fall of 2013, the Granite YMCA signed on to bring the Live Strong program to our association.
Okay.
So we started with the YMCA of downtown Manchester, and that started probably because of our relationships with the 3 hospitals there, with the community. We are ready to start really working towards helping the survivors. So we brought that program in, and since then we've worked with over 100 survivors and their families.
Wow.
Now the Live Strong program is a free 12-week program for survivors and their families. The program takes place in a small group, in a very safe, nurturing environment, where we meet twice a week for about 75 minutes and really work with certified trainers to help us do this.
Sounds like a wonderful service.
So we are really excited that now we are ready to take this out to the other 4 branches. And the one that's ready the most is Lance's branch, the YMCA of Londonderry. So we are just starting that process where we're going to start getting out into the community, connecting with survivors, families, friends, the medical staff, and we're going to start with a focus group. So we really want to make this a partnership. So we want to bring survivors in, talk with them, and hear what is it that they want, as well as what we can help provide them with.
That's terrific. So does it help you to get the word out, since we now have Dana-Farber in Londonderry?
Absolutely. We've been working with a couple hospitals in Londonderry, both who are being very supportive to help us
Good.
get the information out, refer survivors to us so that they can take, whether they're in treatment or after treatment or 10 years from their diagnosis, they can come in, be a part of this program when they're ready, so we can start working on that next step.
Yeah.
And what's nice is we do it, starting doing it in the Y, where it takes it out of the medical aspect and can
Yes,
really
yeah.
work with the entire family while they're in the Y.
That's great.
And being a survivor,
Yes.
I can tell you it is major stress. It's
Yeah.
a lot of psychological. The physical you can almost take. It's the psychological, because every
Yeah.
time there's something wrong with you, whether it's a
You
a
go to
pain
that
here,
bad place,
you're like,
yeah.
oh my gosh,
Is it
it's
back?
back.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah.
just feel like there's an alien living somewhere in you
Yeah.
that's going to pop out somewhere. It's really a very psychological
Mm-hmm.
thing, and it is a lot of stress, because you never know when they're going
Yeah.
to come back and go, oops, that came back bad,
Yeah.
and you got to go through it all over again.
You know, it's interesting because in the last show that we taped, it was a Vietnam vet talking about his book and his experiences. And one of the things that he had said is like one vet to another, those two people, they don't have to talk about the war. They have an understanding, they know what went on, they realize, and you don't have to explain yourself. And I'm thinking that from what Deb's saying here, that your kind of a situation probably helps in that way as well. I don't have to tell you how I feel and explain it to you and try to make you understand. You know, you were there.
You're absolutely right. And when we talk to the survivors, those are the comments that we're hearing, that it's that sense of belonging, it's that sense of relationship that you build with another survivor, whether you have the same type or a different type of cancer, everyone bonds together and they really support each other. And it's wonderful when you can bring the family in as the caretakers as well, because it helps to really work with each and every one who has been somewhat affected.
Yeah.
It's the tricks. You know, oh, this is how I got through this.
Yeah,
This is how I got. Oh,
this
really?
is
I
what
didn't think.
yeah.
It's those kinds of tricks.
It helps
that
a lot, yeah.
It really does
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Sorry, getting emotional.
No, that's okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Well, I get like this always before relay. I don't know why,
it's
but I
very
do
important
because I
to
look at
you.
a lot of people that I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's okay to be emotional. It really is. It lets people know how much you care. So
Great
what other?
program.
Yeah. So do you have like a number of different people who come in and work with them for the different elements of the program, like you were just stating?
We do. What happens is once the programs get running, people would sign up for a program and then they would work with the same trainer, but throughout that, you may work with doing some group classes. You might be doing Zumba, you might do step, maybe you go in the
Okay.
water, maybe you're doing yoga, you're doing meditation.
So it's not
maybe
really
go for a
one size
walk.
fits all. It's whatever fits you.
It's what's best for
Okay.
the survivor.
Okay.
And that's probably what's the best part about the program is that you're really working together
Yeah.
to bring back that well-being, and the Y wants to be there at the forefront to help.
When are you having the focus group? How can people get a hold of you? You know, that sort of stuff. More information on that, because that's really the first step in getting this created and going and
Good.
off the ground, because I
Yeah.
think it's necessary.
Yeah.
But
So we are going to be holding our focus group at the YMCA of Greater Londonderry on July 22nd. It's from 5:30 to 7. Would definitely love to hear from anyone that would like to come and join us. They can do that through a couple of ways. You could go to the Granite YMCA website, and you could look at the branches and go and look up Livestrong, and we'll get my content there. You could also contact the YMCA of Londonderry, and they could actually share my information as well. Or you could call me directly at 782-2802, or my email is clafond@graniteymca.org.
Okay.
And I'll be doing a story within the
And-
next week or two
okay.
on this new program that will announce it, and people can
Get more
rip that out,
information
put it
from
on,
there. Okay.
and make sure that
All
people
right.
do show up
Yeah.
and give their input.
Yeah, I think it's a great service. It's I think if we took other successful organizations and kind of broke it down, and why are they successful, it would be because they're connecting people that understand each other. It just flew in. That was
I told you I'm the troublemaker of the group.
yeah. You can keep working at being a troublemaker.
Okay.
It's all right, yeah. So I think that's really fantastic, and another way that people can connect because they have something in common. And I'm sure it must be hard to tell somebody who hasn't been through that, this is how I feel. Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I really don't have I don't know for sure why that works, so.
Yeah, like
I
there's
think I
there's
just
a
slammed my
local artist
microphone.
in town, Michael Toomey, who's gone through, and I know his wife because she used to write for me. And like he said, he just went through, they found something else, and it's like every time you go to get your test, your family goes under the stress.
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
like, are we going to lose mom? Are we
Yeah,
gonna lose dad?
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Relay
So-
tonight.
Yes, relay. Talk about
Hopefully
relay.
you'll be there.
I will be there tonight bringing flyers, and we'll walk around and talk and communicate to everyone and share them about this great program we have coming to the Londonderry Y.
Yeah.
Because we want to
Well,
be
this
right
is-
in the
yeah.
communities.
Yeah, for anybody who's watching us tonight, if this goes on tonight, 'cause
It does. It's
then, yeah, But I think the next time we'll have a report on how well it did, because I'm
Yep.
sure it'll be fantastic. So,
And I
yeah.
think one of the reports I should say is that because of Lance and the group that we had to do the wine,
Yeah.
we did almost 50,000.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we beat our goal and we did really well. So next year, people need to do a little bit more. We need to get to 55. Because I can't drive 55, that's why.
Me
I had to say
either.
something funny to start laughing so that I would stop crying.
We'll end on a high note then.
There we go.
And I'd like you to repeat your information one more time, just to make sure that people know how to get in touch with you.
Good. So my name is Cindy LaFond. You can reach me at 782-2802, or you can send me an email at clafond, LAFOND, at graniteymca.org. Call the YMCA of Londonderry. They can get a hold of me.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank
Great
you very
job.
much.
Thanks.
And
Thank
thank
you
you,
so
Deb,
very
for
much.
bringing these two people to the show. It's fantastic. We're getting a lot of good information out there to the community, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you for watching. And again, I'm going to sound like I'm nagging, but send me your ideas. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to come on the show, or do you want me to get somebody to talk about the issue that's bothering you? And that can be in a good way or a bad way. So come again. We'll be doing another show soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye now.